Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Oh, it's a wonderful day. I want to thank God for waking up, giving us wisdom, knowledge, lessons, testimonies. Yesterday, I went to visit a school that my daughter may be attending next year. And that school is called, I'm not going to say maybe attending, will be attending. That school is called Charlotte Country Day School here in Charlotte. I was very pleased with the tour. Oh boy, I mean, phenomenal school, phenomenal. You hear me? For my middle schoolers, they do have scholarships out here for high school. So I want to put that in your ear. Reason being, because it's a world that you would love to be in. You would love to experience. So you need to work hard. Try to do your best. And I'm working with some of the school officials here in Charlotte to get more curriculums for you guys. More help in the schools for those children that may have issues. So one day you will be able to attend, if not a high school, a college of such. It was amazing for me to see children in a happy space. That was the most precious thing about the tour. When I walk in my community every day and the kids stop and talk to me, Miss Jackie, this is going on, that's going on. I'm tired. Why? And I tell them that it'll get better. But it won't get better if we don't come together in our communities to make it better. Charlotte Country Day School gave me hope for the children in my community. Even though now we'll be a part of a different community, but it gave me hope for my community. Oh, they have so much to offer for them children over there. So much. I mean, they have so much they can offer adults, let alone the children. You know, as I was walking through, I said, well, I want to take this class. And what about this one? And I'll pay for it. Do y'all have a payment plan? I was telling one of the teachers how I already bought an easel and paint, and I got to get my canvas for when I fully retire at 62 or 65 or whatever it's going to be. Because I want to learn how to paint. I've never been one to know how to put it on canvas. I can draw the letters, but I want pictures. In my older age, I've gotten this liking for beautiful pictures. And I went to the art gallery, and I was like, oh my God, they made an art gallery, something that I dreamed of. And this is one of my dreams, okay, that when I retire, that I can have an art gallery and put my pictures up and let people come and view them. That's one of my dreams. And I'm like, they're getting it. That was such a blessing to see children be able to get the dream that I desire. Because that's who I work for. I work for the kids, Those that don't know, maybe new to this podcast, my name is Jacqueline Richardson. I'm the owner of Private Friend Incorporated, and I am a child advocate. I speak for the children, even when the parents are doing something wrong. I'm that one to step up and say, hey, hold on, wait a minute. I don't know how you were raised, but this is the way it is. Some people call me a tough cookie. Some people say, ooh, you got a lot of guts. The reality of it is, I have children. I have some that's done well, and I have some that's done terrible. It created a balance. It allowed me to see the needs of each individual child and the needs that each individual child needs. Because everyone is different. That's what makes the world go around. We are all different. We may dress the same. We may listen to the same music. We may take the same classes. We may do the same sports. But we are all different. And it's hard as a parent and a child advocate to learn each and every child that they're dealing with on a regular basis in the community. Meaning learning their gestures, learning how they feel, learning if they're happy or if they're sad or if things is bothering them. It's not an easy job. Sometimes I just go in my bedroom and just stay there. And then the kids will knock on my door and then where Miss Jackie? They act like they're coming to see Egypt. Where Miss Jackie? Hey, Miss Jackie, we ain't seen you. And I look at them and say, well, what's wrong? And then they come on in and talk to me. I'll get up and take them to the kitchen and get a snack with them and talk with them, It's nothing better in the world where a child can feel comfortable to come to an adult that they trust and be able to pour their feelings out or be able to open up. In other words, be free. It's been a rough road for me. Not even trying to, pat myself on the back about anything. It's just, I put in a lot of work for my community. And I want to see these kids succeed. Because I run into a lot of smart and talented children on a daily basis. Governor Cooper, if you're listening, because I know you do listen to my podcast, I'm not saying that the schools need to be totally like Charlotte Country Day School. However, I do feel that some of these curriculums should be added to the public school system to give kids more of a wide range of what they can be. And y'all know I'm big on science. So when I saw the science lab, I was like, ugh, through the roof. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish my science labs was looking like this. But of course, that was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So, things has changed and they've upgraded the way things look now. But it was phenomenal. We talked about, dissecting, and I told them about my science fair in New York State, and we saw some things the kids wasn't pleased with, but I told them, I said, but this is what I had to do, and this is what I liked. I liked biology, I liked science, I like learning about the body, and what our organs do, and it actually helped me becoming an adult, because I knew the process of the body with the frogs, so it helped me learn the process of my body, which helps me teach you guys, like when it comes to like my Diamond Way products, when it comes to what we eat and how we, our body reacts to it. And being that I was allergic to a lot of things, I needed to know. So that's, that was a blessing for me. God needed me to go down that road, because I needed to know how to take care of my body and how to cure and what to look for. You wouldn't know where to even start if you didn't have the knowledge. Oh, this school is, like I said, it's phenomenal. They have drama, they have music. I've always wanted to learn to play the piano. And that's something that Egypt will get the chance to do if she chooses to, She has so many things that she can get certificates on outside of her education. It's like people would say to me, well, Jackie, what you don't do? I say, I do a little bit of everything. Because you never know when you're going to lose your job. You never know when you're going to need the skill for this or that. You never know. So it's a beautiful thing when schools offer so much for children to pick up. Not the basic, you got some of these schools, they got, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, because I sit here and teach my kids how to sew. They ask me, can you help me sew? They always throwing some clothes at me. Sew this for me. Nope, I'm not sewing anything for you. I'm going to teach you how to sew it. Now let's go get some needle and thread, and we're going to get in here and sew it. Bought a sewing machine so I could teach them how to sew. Some of the schools, they offer that. Some of the schools offer cooking. But this school here is just, the things that they offer can be used and utilized on a resume, depending what field you're going in. Don't you know, 75% of the people that graduate college never work in a field? And this is why I feel like it's a good thing. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get the experience that these people are asking for out here in order for you to go into what you went to college for. Went to school for 4 years, 4 years, 6 years. And you don't get the job that you pretty much paid for the knowledge, you don't get it. And then you say to yourself, why? How do I get stuck working for companies like, say, Amazon or the city, or this is not the field that I wanted. So it takes hopes and dreams away from children, coming up. And their theory is, how did I get stuck here? It's not their fault. They offer all these different things, and this is something that the colleges need to reevaluate. They offer all these things that's not even going on in the world. Nobody's really paying attention to. And then the child goes out and says, okay, well, I want to go to school, say, for accounting. I like numbers. I like math. I'm good at it. And then they graduate and can't find an accounting job. And still got to pay back tuition. I like how Charlotte Country Day School offers a wide range. When you go to college, they ask you what's your major and what's your minor. For those that don't know. Well, I want to major in science, but I want a minor in language. People don't know having a second language today is a plus. Okay, because we live in a diverse nation. So people come from all over the place, and we need to learn how to communicate with them so we can understand their needs in order to help them. So that's kind of mandatory these days. You have sports. You have entertainment. And these are all curriculums that can pay you. As y'all see, I get paid from it. So to see a school offer some of the things that I already do to help these children elevate and say, okay, well, if this don't work, remember you got this skill. It all goes on your resume and it all follows you. Oh, I'm a little hungry. Gotta eat, y'all. Y'all know I do this all the time. I get on the podcast and be hungry and stomach is growling. I should have ate first, but no, I gotta get it off my mind. I was talking to one of the youths at my job 2 months ago. And he was telling me I got a fish tank and I'm going to do the fish tank. And I don't know what I want to put in it yet. I'm like still, thinking about it. But I love fish. I love water. And we walked into a classroom and they wanted to know what was the green stuff. Studying algae in one fish tank, and then the other fish tank had plants, different things like that. So we asked one of the students, like, what is the project? Because the class was, like, really small. They had went somewhere, so it was only a few students left behind, so we was asking questions. And he told us, what it was and why. So I said, is the plants live, real? And the teacher said, yeah, they're live. And it was funny that she said that because this youth I was talking to at my job was telling me, why don't you get live plants and put them in there? And I never thought about, I always bought plastic plants. And I'm big on God and receiving his messages and enduring the beauty of his plants, his trees. If you've been following me for a long period of time, y'all know what I've been doing. I've been doing so much with nature. I have decided, because that was my confirmation, to put live plants in my fish tank. Of course, it's a process. So now I have to learn that process. And I looked up to the sky and I said, God, why are you doing this to me? Don't you think I have enough processing things in my life? But this is something that I'm going to try, And like a lot of those curriculums that they have at this particular school were things that I just wanted to try. And some of it became successful at it. So I'm saying that to say, when God brings something to you, it's not going to hurt to try. Life is about trial and error. You may be good at this, but you may not be good at this. You may like this, but you may not like this. But we have to learn. Education is the key. Even though sometimes education costs so much money, But someone sat down and learned it so they can teach you. So you deserve to be paid. Because these are the experts. I ran into a pottery class, okay? And I was like, it was like I lost my breath. And I said to the admissions officer, I said, well, they need to implement, a summer class for parents so we can take pottery classes. I would love to make my own bowls and mugs. And he laughed at me, but I was dead serious. I said, tell him $149.99, $50 deposit, weekly pay until it's done, and we get a course. And he just looked at me. And I was dead serious. Granted, it would give revenue to the school. Yeah, it's a good thing. But then we get to learn some stuff that we want to do too. Why would I invest in buying a pottery machine and all this stuff? I don't know if I even like it yet. Or have the interest and don't know what to do, and I got to go through all this trial and error when I could just go to school for maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks to learn it and say, you know what? This is something I love. I'm going to invest in this. Or nope, I got my certificate. I know what to do, but I don't want that. Too much work, too messy, whatever, whatever I saw to not fit for me. When I was living in Maryland, that's why I had wanted to go back to Maryland, but now that my daughter is looking at going to this school, We will remain in Charlotte at least for another 4 years. However, Maryland has, in their colleges, they have little curriculums that we can pick up if we choose to, things that we can do. But they don't have it here in Charlotte. Education is not that big here in Charlotte as in other states, but it needs to get that way. It needs to get big. We shouldn't have to go to the other side to see what is offered here. To some of the students here in Charlotte, So yeah, some of these colleges should offer more, and it's just the bottom line. Some of these schools should offer more. Get up to speed with what's going on, what's trending, pretty much. Stay in touch with reality. That's what we call it. And Country Day School is definitely a trending school throughout the nation. So shout out to you guys. I wish y'all to continue to have much success. They have been open since 1941, and I believe they will continue to stay blessed and be able to bless these children coming out of Charlotte. But we have to get to the other schools doing the same thing. It doesn't have to be as so big as Charlotte Country Day School, because some of these schools out here wasn't designed to be that way. However, they can start adding better curriculums and looking at the world and see what is needed, and give these children a chance before they step out into the world on their own. They even had a podcast room, guys. First thing I walked into, I know I love to read. I walked into the library, and I was like, I saw it. It was nice and big, and I was like, wow, it's a nice library. We cut off to the side, and the guy said, and here's the podcast room. And I laughed. I said, Egypt. She watches her mom do it every single day. So she's like, no, Mom, no, I'm not. I said, and you can do it professionally. Look at the stuff that they have in here for you to do it. And she's looking at me like, Mom, no, that's definitely not for me. So I had to respect that, But for kids that might want to do that type of thing, schools should offer it. The best school in Charlotte offers it. To give kids a chance to throw their knowledge out there to the world. And the thing about it is, in today's time, you never know where a podcast is going to go. Just like with my podcast. I didn't know people from around the world was going to be listening to my podcast until I seen the numbers and seen the countries. And I'm like, whoa. And these are regulars. These are regulars. Loyal people that go in and listen. I get listens every day. And I was like, ooh, I'm on to something. I was just trying it. People love to hear about experiences, because there are people out here that want to make the right choices. Some people didn't have guidance. And if they had guidance, it may be different than what they've been seeing. Or they could be in another country thinking about coming to the U.S. and saying, okay, well, I'm going to listen to Jacqueline because she tells us a lot about the U.S. So I know what I'm doing and where I'm going when I get there. It's like, let me tell y'all about experience I had in the DMV. Everybody knows the Indians, they take to me, because I've been around a lot of the Patels in Maryland. And then I came here and dealt with a few Indians. And I'm talking about Indians from India. So we're in the DMV. And the Indian lady, she's looking at me. I think I'm going to go get me a DNA test to see if I have any Indian blood. I know I'm Hispanic and I know I'm Native American, but I don't know if I got some Indian blood. But anyway, it was just a thought, y'all. It was just a thought. Sometimes I get like that. I have to run off and think about something else. So anyway, she kept looking at me. And she came over to me and she said, help. I said, well, what's wrong? So she said, they don't help us. And I said, what do you mean they not helping you? They supposed to help you. This is what they're here for. So the husband, he's telling me, he said, we come here and we just moved here. We trying to change our, do some license and, get their papers straight. They want license and, all the necessary stuff you have to have in our country to be legit. Okay? To get to the bottom of it. So I said, really? They're not helping you? Hold on. Wait a minute. I said, this is not our nation. We come from a beautiful nation. Wait a minute. They're not helping you? So let me go on up here and see what's going on. So I'm going on up there. So I asked the lady. And I said, well, these people, they just came from somewhere. And they said that you're not helping them. And so what's going on? So she says, well, one, I don't understand them. I said, wait a minute. So, because you don't understand them, and they're talking English, it's just the accent. She couldn't understand the accent. Instead of her saying, is there anyone in here that can communicate with Indians? Can you help me or understand? She let them sit there. And I was like, wow, you got to be kidding me. Kind of pissed me off. So now I did the communication, Just take listening. That's all it takes, And then repeating it back to them to make sure that's what they're saying. And it's simple. I use that skill in sales. I'm expert. I would say expert. 17 years pro in sales and marketing. And that's the number one key in sales. Listening. I had to tell someone that the other day. You listen to me. You're not listening. Number one key in sales is to listen to what the customer is requesting. Then to repeat it back to make sure you have it right. And that they agree to that. If it can't be done, how can you help them? If you're not listening, is where I'm going with it. So it kind of pissed me off, So all of that comes with social skills, psychology, and of course, the school offers that. I never thought in a million years I would be in sales and marketing. I never thought I would be successful at it. Because I was going in a science direction. Then I was in sports. I was track, handball, tennis. I never once thought sales would be. I never thought taking my psychology classes in college that it would benefit me in sales. That's where I'm going with this. So when children have a wide range of things that they can take up and utilize in the world beyond them, meaning in the future, it's a wonderful thing. People tell me sometimes, oh, you have a gift. No, it's not a gift. I learned it. I went to school and learned how to deal with people on this level. The classes that I took prepared me to deal with society. Even though I didn't finish college because there was no funding there for me. And when you make over a certain amount of money, they want you to take out all these loans, and I wasn't doing that. So I didn't get to finish college. I mean, granted, I could finish college now. My job offers tuition, and I could go through that process. But I know as a mother trying to push her child to win when it comes to education, I will never make it through. And I know that. So I'm not going to put myself up for failure. Plus, I'm doing too much. And I'm trying to help the community, help the kids get right. Because I'm almost retired. So when I say, it's not that I don't want to do it. I have too much on my plate. Now, if I can get some of these things off my plate, then I can get bored and start yarning and say, okay, yeah, well, now I can do that because I need something. But for now, I can't. It's just too much on my plate. And I mean, my plate is like stacked high. It's crazy. I don't even have time for myself. Just like I woke up just now and I'm like, oh gosh, I haven't been on the podcast in 3 days. All right, let me get on the podcast. But y'all heard my stomach growling. So I'm like, okay, I should have ate first. But I wanted to get this portion of my day out of my life. Okay, so. And that's the way it works. Sometimes you get so caught up in so much and it becomes overwhelming. So children, you want to learn to not do this to yourself. It's a learning experience. Yes, I have a lot going on. I'm here to help as many people as I can. However, it becomes overwhelming and it can stress you out after a while. So you want to make sure you limit the jobs that you take on. Because I've taken on too many. And that's just the facts. And I'm trying to find balance. And a friend of mine, the other day I was looking for my charger. And it was funny. Looking for my charger. And he was helping me with a project. And I couldn't find a charger. And I was going crazy. I need my phone. Everything is on my phone. My whole life, besides the children, everything is on the phone. Everything. And I couldn't find my charger. And these chargers, one, they cost a lot. And two, you can't find them. Sometimes you go to Walmart, they don't have it. So you got to order them from somewhere. And that takes a day or so. And I can't be without a phone, not even 2 hours, let alone 24. So I misplaced my charger, and I'm bugging out. I'm like, oh my God, I need a charger. I need a charger. Then he says to me, you want mine? Because he saw the panic in me. He heard the panic in me. Like, okay, she don't get this charger, she gonna bug out. And I was like, no. If I take your charger, then what you gonna have? No, I just gotta find a charger. Wait, so okay, let me help you find a charger. Let me come and help you. And he came to try to help me. And I was going in circles, just going in circles. The way he just had to stop me. He saw that I was overwhelmed. He just grabbed me and held me, like silence for a moment. Like, Okay, stop going in circles. We're going to just stay here and be still for a moment. And that was the best thing that he could have ever done. Because guess what? I found my charger. So you see what overwhelming situations can do to a person? I was a mess. Because I knew if I didn't find this charger, what my day was going to be like. But the moment he showed me, sometimes you just need to be still for a moment. And I found it. That was the best thing that happened to me. And I didn't know it was that simple to get rid of being overwhelmed. To just say for a moment, forget it. And be still. Now here it is, I'm older and never learned that. This is why knowledge is the key. This is why we touch base with different individuals, because they teach us. Even the teachers that stand before us. Not all of them is correct all the time. They may not always teach what we believe in. But it's a choice. Whether you utilize it or not. And use certain things in your life to make it better. That's all I have for you guys today. Got a long day, but I'm going to get through it. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me, and I'll talk to y'all soon.